I'm joined now by Deborah. Deborah, it's a fantastic turnout and what a great cause.
Yeah, it is fantastic. A bit overwhelming when I first came to the top of the stairs to see lots of old faces who I've not seen for a long time and all, friendly faces. But yeah, we're doing Gary really proud. It's Burnley.
Well, he's still in there fighting. Just give us an update, because I'm sure all the Burnley fans will want to know how Gary's progressing.
Yeah, he is progressing. It's very slow. He's got a massive climb, but even just today I've made progress with him because we've been outside for the first time in 6 months. So that's
really?
great. Yeah, this morning he's been outside, which is gave me a bit of a buzz before I came here. I've told him all about tonight. So he's progressing.
David, great course today, and Deborah was just telling us the great news that she was outside with Gary for the first time in 6 months today, which is fantastic.
Yeah, I got to the top of the stairs and obviously seeing Debbie and to tell us that news was fantastic. Gary being able to get outside and get a bit of fresh air, it's a good sign, and hopefully the progress is ongoing.
You see him a lot more than anybody do, I guess, at the moment. How is he in his general?
Yeah, I mean, he's obviously paralysed, but each week you see a different sign in terms of body movement, and there was like fingers moving last week, and he's still got that bit of jolly in him. When you have a bit of a crack with him, he chuckles and then gets upset as well when you're leaving and that. So yeah, there's in his features as well, you can see the signs that he's coming back to us. So yeah, it's going to be a long road, but hopefully he'll be fine.
And events like this, everybody rallying together, it's all for a fantastic cause.
It is, and it's brilliant. I mean, the club's been fantastic. Veronica has put on this, and to see some of the old faces, especially Jimmy Mullen, people like that who I played with as well, and he managed me. It's great to see all these people back and supporting the cause. So it looks like a great turnout, and hopefully it's a great night.
Jimmy, just caught you catching pictures of Gary there in the '94 final. All the memories that you have of Burnley.
Yeah, well, it all comes flooding back when you see things like that, and on the day. To see Gary score that goal, I mean, it was absolutely unbelievable, and for us to get promotion into the Championship was an unbelievable day, and to see them pictures again is fantastic.
One of the lasting memories is of you hugging Gary that day.
Yeah, look, it's something to look forward to, and obviously it's going to be a very, very busy night tonight, or a busy afternoon, and there's a lot of people here, and there's a lot of faces that I need to say hello to, so it's something I'm looking forward to.
Joined now by Clark Carlisle and Graham Alexander. Fantastic course today, gents.
Oh, well, yeah, fantastic course and a magnificent turnout. It's a measure of how much a guy's respected when you see, all of his former colleagues and friends turn out in such numbers to support his course.
And you both remember Parky. You probably more than Clarky, I guess, in many ways. Remember Parky as the player?
Yeah, because I joined Preston
because you're older than me.
Yeah. I joined Preston because of Parky's injury. He injured his knee and he was out for a year. So they obviously needed someone to play right back in that time, and he was out for a long while, but he was always chipper around the change room, like always having the banter. He was great to have about, and then when he finally got fit, it was great to have him back in the squad. He was obviously a popular figure with the lads before I got there, because everyone was really chuffed to see him get back from what was a really bad injury, and and he went on to play for a good few years after that. So it's he's a good lad, Parky. It's a terrible shame what's happened to him.
Someone as young as that as well. It's a real shock to the system when you all hear about this, isn't it?
Exactly. We all think we're invincible, and
you are, aren't you?
Well, what happened to Parky, it proves that everyone's fallible, and we have to look at that and put our lives in perspective and our problems. You worry about some trivial things at times, and when you see something like that with a great lad who's got a family of his own, and it puts it in perspective, and we're just happy to be here and support Parky on this night.
It's the strangest illness I've heard of, this locked-in syndrome. But Gary's aware of everything that's spatially around him, isn't he?
Oh yeah, he's fully aware. Yeah, cognitively, he's aware of everything. He can hear, he can see. He just cannot communicate back apart from with his eyes blinking up and down, which is frustrating for Gary.
And frustrating for you all, I guess.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, we try to communicate with him with the alphabet, so it's very slow. And of course, Gary, being witty as he is, he wants to just answer back, but
it'll be a long road back for Gary, but he's aware of what's going on for him, not just at Burnley, but at all his clubs, I guess.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, all Gary's former clubs have been great, supporting all of us really. That's fantastic.
So we're going to have a great night tonight. I know likes of Charlie Adam are in the room. There's a lot of his former teammates in the room, and it's fantastic to see everybody turning out.
Oh, it is, yeah. Like I say, all faces and some new ones. Like you say, Charlie Adam coming over today, and it's just great, really. They're all supporting Gary, and as they do, visiting him as well. You know, they're going and visiting him and just want to support us all. Just say they're doing the best whatever they can.
You know, it puts football into perspective, and you know, it just shows that there's so many people there thinking about him, and you know, I think that's the important thing.
I know that here at Burnley everybody's rallied round Deborah, and David Moyes were on the pitch yesterday getting an ovation, but as a club close we saw at Blackpool, where he's working now, there'll be things going over there as well, I'm sure, to help Gary and Deborah.
Yeah, I hope so, but you know, you need as much support as you can, and you can never have enough people around you helping you, and I hope that not just Blackpool but every club that he's played for, and everybody in football, you know, rallies round to his family, because they need the support, and they need, you know, the people like us that, you know, are fortunate enough that are in a good way, that we could help them and support them, and you know, and it's just terrific to be honoured and asked to come to one of these events tonight.
How was it when you heard the news? And of course,
I couldn't believe it. I mean, you know, a fine young athlete, you know, a lad who's prided himself on being a fit lad and looked after himself, and he's been a top class professional footballer, and you know, to end up in the situation where he's ended up now is a very, very sad situation, and I just hope that you know, tonight will be hopefully a good cause to help towards getting him better.
I'm sure it will. Listen, it's fantastic to see you again, Jimmy. Hope it's a great night.
Cheers, thank you.
Clarky, as a player you'll sympathise, I know, but as a chairman of the PFA, what can the PFA do for people like this in situations?
Well, the PFA can obviously offer as much financial support as is possible to Parky and his family through this time, because their medical bills and costs will be running sky high, you know, with what they're going through at the minute. But not only that, they make sure that the support networks are there for the family, you know, for people to go around and help on a daily basis as and when they can, and just making sure that the family know that people are there for them. If they need people to talk to, someone to shout at, you know, there's always someone on the end of the phone who can pop round the house. And just like Grez is saying, you know, with what's happened to Parky, and with a real sad case of Dean Richards passing recently, we've seen him you know, remembered and honoured at the Wolves-Tottenham game today, and that's a great thing to see. You know, it really does put life in perspective for you. We all love football, but what we love about it is the family and the community that it creates, and it's great to see in situations like that friends and colleagues turn out and support the family at this tough time.
Yeah, all his former clubs. There's a Northwest field to today, of course. The lads from Preston behind, the Blackpool, Charlie Adams here. It is fantastic. Things like this bring people together, don't they?
Yeah, you know, it helps that Parky played such a long time in the Northwest, you know what I mean? So everyone can get together. It's a bit easier. If his career was spread out all over the country, it'd be harder to get these sort of occasions organised. But, you know, because he's such a popular figure with all the clubs that he played for, that's why he's going to get the turnout that he's getting tonight, and hopefully it'll go a long way to help him recover, and you know, that's what everyone's hoping for, because you know, there's a long life left for him, you know, if he gets back to his health, and you know, that's what everyone wants here, and hopefully the money that's raised tonight will help that.
And it's fantastic to see not only the stars of yesteryear, but the likes of Clark Carlisle, Grezza, Eddie House here tonight, and people from Preston and Blackpool.
Yeah, other generations are here, and this is how it should be. We should pull together. It's quite a tragedy what's happened to Gary. Let's hope he can make a really good recovery. I believe the recovery has started. We try to follow his progress, but his wife and his three children need some help, and that's where we come together as a club and try to provide a little bit of help.
So we raise plenty of money. I'm looking forward to your act tonight, gents.
Thank you. Don't be surprised that Eddie's here, that Clark's here, because it doesn't matter. As soon as you join this club, within 18 months, within 6 months, you're part of the family.
You want me to explain what he said then? In 6 months, you get 18 months, like 6 months, you're part of the family.
I'm doing my best.
And in closing, I'm guessing it just completes a nice weekend, because you were on the pitch yesterday doing the half-time draw, and a fantastic ovation.
Yeah, it was. That was very touching. I found that quite difficult, really, to cope with. But again, the fans are fantastic. It really is. I told Gary this morning and got quite upset about it, because said they're calling you a Lancashire legend, which was Gary found that emotional.
Well, there's a lot of people rooting for Gary, and there's a lot of people who's room tonight who wish him well, and we join that. On behalf of all the Burnley fans, best wishes for Gary and the family.
Okay, thanks very much. Thank you.
Hello, this is David Moyes at Everton here. I'd just like to say a few words about Gary Parkinson. Gary was a player who worked under me when I was manager at Preston North End. He also played with him when I was still a player, which seems a long time ago now at Preston. But Gary was a really good lad, a hard-working lad, a funny lad in the dressing room, someone who we all enjoyed. And unfortunately, he's had a terrible accident. I've been up to see Gary now 2 or 3 times. Every time I go up, you know, I come away feeling great that I've looked at him, I've seen him, he is improving. You have to sit and talk to Gary, and he communicates through his eyes, he talks to you in his own way. And I think I've not had more pleasure than seeing Gary laughing a couple of times, giggling, which he does. So you know that he understands, he can take everything in. And it's really important that he gets support from everybody, even people speaking to him. But if you can help him and his family, it'd be really important. It's going to be a tough time for Debbie, his wife, and his family. She's doing great. I met her at the hospital not too long ago, and it must be difficult for her going up all the time to see her husband after being a man who's been fit and healthy for so long. He's someone who I think about in my prayers, someone who I really hope we can find a solution that he can get better and come out of the condition he's in. If you can help him and his wife, it would be truly appreciated by them all. No, not much, and we just hope that everybody's praying for him, thinking about him, and that someday we can get Gary back. And if you do get a chance, you should go and see him, because he's a really good guy and he's working hard to try and get better. Thank you.
I think first and foremost, I like to remember Parky with a smile on my face, really, to the point of when we played together as in a back four at Middlesbrough. He was the life and soul of that back four, really. I was probably a little bit serious, and yet Parky playing right on my right hand side just to sort of look after me a little bit with his mobility and his power and his speed, and you know, it was a joy to play alongside. I think his fondest memories of him raking long range efforts at goal. I think he was famous for the power in his backside, he would say. Some of us had other thoughts on where Parky's power came from, and yet he was, as I say, really happy times, happy memories, great success the team had with the Parkinson, Mowbray, Pallister, Cooper back four, and that era lives long in the memory of the players who played, but the supporters of the town as well. And we wish Parky well. As I say, my thoughts of Gary are of a happy, smiling guy who was enjoying what he was doing, really, and being part of a winning, successful team.
Hi, Owen Coyle, manager of Bolton Wanderers. Just to pass on my sincere thanks to everybody that's helping in the game and all the fundraising with regards to Gary Parkinson, who I played with at Bolton. And I think we all know how good a player he was and how good a man he is, a great family man, and which is very important as well. So anybody that's put any work into it, absolutely got to be applauded for all your efforts, and I'm sure it'll be a huge success, and I look forward to playing a small part.
On behalf of everyone at Burnley Football Club, I'd just like to send our best wishes to Gary Parkinson. Even in my short time here, I'm being made aware of what a fantastic player he was for Burnley Football Club, and for all he achieved here. Had a fantastic career at a number of other clubs as well. So all our thoughts are with you, Gary. Like to wish you all the best for the future. I'd also like to urge everybody to get behind the fundraising event that's taking place at the moment. And just to finish with, Gary, we're all rooting for you, we're all behind you, and good luck for the future.
It's a message from Phil Brown, manager of Preston North End, and it's to Deborah Parkinson and Gary Parkinson in particular, who I fortunately played with at Bolton Wanderers. Gary's unfortunately out of the game at the moment through injury and illness and whatever you want to call it, but it would be nice if we can all get behind the Gary Parkinson Fund and support it as best we possibly can. And all the best to Deborah and her family. Thank you.